There it is. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Defying the Elements Part 2 of episode whatever it will be when it comes up. And it's the map that we just did, which is called Town Escape. And this was Kyo's pick, so he gets to go first. Jared will go next. I'll go last. And, yeah, that map.
I like this map.
That map.
Like it.
That map sucked.
That map.
Yeah, it did.
When it came down to it, it didn't give us stats. You started seeing the credits of the game, which was kind of retarded. The stats of how long it took us to complete that map
Never showed up.
never showed up. But when we did the recording and we combined the video footage, mine came up to be about 25 minutes and 10 seconds. Kyo's was a little longer. So this is a 4-part map, and it's 25 minutes. Not good. That's a bad sign.
Bad map. You don't do that in my floor.
I think even the Left 4 Dead 1 map that's insanely short is even longer than this.
Well, Crash Course is actually about 30 minutes, and it's 2 parts.
Yeah, so that's even longer.
Yeah, and the map
the
parts in between are about like 10 minutes at least. The parts in between are like 10 minutes apiece. Just getting through them. So, yeah, this map, shorter than fuck, and it sucked for it. Anyway, let's get on to the review. 5 stars max, 1 star minimum. Kyo, number of infected, overwhelming, underwhelming, right amount. What do you think?
I say underwhelming, actually. I mean, it only got annoying at one point because Boomo, and Boomer's caused annoyance with the comment, and that's not really affecting that, in my opinion. So, 0 stars.
Yes. Dread.
Same. Underwhelming. I didn't even get affected by boomers. Except for that one at the beginning. So, I guess that kind of counts.
Well, that doesn't count. That's a special anyway. So, 0 for you?
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna agree with both of you. It is a 0. It's a flat-out underwhelming map. In fact, it felt like it was on the super easiest mode you can think of. That's how underwhelming it is.
You could probably play this on expert, and it would probably only feel like normal.
Probably. Because this map is completely short. Even on expert, yeah, we have a difficulty, but at least we have a chance. We might have some restarts, but we're gonna at least beat it. So, yeah, it's a flat-out 0. This is the most underwhelming map we've ever played outside of, well, Zombies of the Caribbean. In that map, we had the option of putting zombies or not.
Put zombies in.
Yeah, and that was
entertaining too, though.
Yeah, and it's because of what it was made out of. That theme was great. This, no. Given this is a beta map, we'll put that out. This is a bad start to a beta map. This is like in the trial stages of pre-alpha. This should have been tested much more for difficulty, lengthened, mind you, as well. Because that's going to get in length of campaign. We're going to get to that right now. Kyo, too short?
Wait, too short. 0 stars.
Dread, too short?
Insanely short. It would be even shorter if me and Kyo weren't playing imaginary goldfish in the safe room.
So 0?
0 star.
Same here. Too fucking short. That is a big issue. When the first 2 things, which are really good for a map, if you start out with a good length to a map and you have a right amount of zombies for it, you're starting yourself off very well. So far, that's every map that we've actually recommended that was really good. Those always had a 1 star complete. This one is already starting off pretty bad. And it's already hitting 3 for 3 because I know all of us agree that difficulty fitting was out.
Yeah.
There is no doubt that's a 0.
Redemption there.
It's already hitting 3 zeros. That's pretty bad. And given even Zombies of the Caribbean hit 3 zeros, that one hit 3 zeros because there was nothing there.
But there wasn't supposed to be anything there.
Yeah, that was just one of those things where, okay, we could have zombies, but we don't need them.
It's there to
and we knew that.
See a ride.
Yeah, that's all it was. That was a tour. This was an actual map that we had to play. And you've already hit 3 zeros. Bad. That's not good. Now, design. I don't know how you guys feel about that. So, Kyo, what did you think about the design of the map?
As is, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. It's more towards on the not so great side. I'd give it a quarter star.
Alright. Dread?
I don't even know what this map was supposed to be based off of, because it just looked like stuff you see in the normal campaigns thrown together. So I'm giving it a 0. 0 star.
Alright. I'm going to give it a 0 as well. It was all over the place. 1 minute we're inside a building, coming down. It seemed like an apartment building. The next minute we're going outside, only to go back inside a warehouse.
I thought we were in a hospital.
It went to a hospital, then it went to a warehouse. It was all over the place.
It really was. And that quarter bit I gave it was kind of out of, you tried. Have something to try.
You tried, but then you're going with Town Escape. I don't expect to see a warehouse in that. I don't mind seeing, I mean, No Mercy kind of did it the right way. We found it had a subway and everything, but that was a main map, and it was incredibly good. Whereas this one was trying to mock that. Because we started in an apartment building that went down and sucked for it. Then it went to a warehouse, and it sucked even worse. Then it went outside, and then went back inside a subway, and then it went to a hospital. Then it went to something else, and it went to something else. All of a sudden, we were in a warehouse again. You know, it was stuff like that. And even the ending, which should be your best part of the game, no matter what, sucked worse than the main map.
It was, though, an ending. You kind of just jumped on a truck, I thought.
I jumped on a truck with Zoe, and that was it. And on the truck, we're just standing there, and there's gas canisters, the flammable gas barrels.
It's kind of bull that we were stuck on the other side of that door.
Yeah, but that still didn't even change the difficulty. That was a difficulty curve. That is a huge difficulty curve, and it didn't change a fucking thing.
In any other map, that would have ended that session, that playthrough right there.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. That says flat out 0. You guys did not come with a theme at all. The town name, yeah, Town Escape. Okay, I get it. You're trying to escape from a town. Even with that name, it still doesn't fit.
You didn't do anything to even try and match that, really.
Yeah, you guys just said, well, let's call it Town Escape. It seems like a good thing to do.
It's like, we have all this junk. Let's put something together.
And that's a big issue. We've had so far 4 zeros, and recommendations, all three of us gotta have agreed. This is a 0.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 5-0 map, really, if you look at it.
2 of us, 0 out of 5. Keo gave it a quarter, just saying you made an effort to at least give it out there, but you still sucked at it.
Well, you put it on Game Banana. I should not have even given you that quarter. That was the worst place to even up there put a map up.
You have so many problems. I get it. It's in beta. You're still working on it. When you have it in beta and you release it to the... When you have it set in beta and you release it to the public, we're expecting quite a few things. One, we're expecting a few bugs. We didn't see any bugs here. But what we did see was a lot of problems, a lot of difficulty curves that made no sense. Suddenly, the door doesn't open in the ending, and it still didn't change the difficulty. That should have been a difficulty curve, and it didn't change a fucking bit.
Everything was too easy.
Every part of this map was set at the easiest difficulty you could imagine in a Left 4 Dead universe. Even easy difficulty, when you first start out in any of the Left 4 Dead 2 maps, or Left 4 Dead 1, if you're just on easy mode and you're just a beginner, those ones seem difficult to you. This one, if you were a beginner, this one is just like a walk in a park.
I don't even think zombies would bloody spawn.
This was probably the dumbest idea I've
Of
come
all
up
of them,
with.
this is the worst.
This is the
There-
worst.
There's just no doubt that this map does not deserve. I would say this map doesn't deserve to continue on.
Yeah, that map needs to go back to whatever state it was before it hit beta, or even alpha. This is pre-alpha, because this is not good. I don't know who created this, because they just rolled the credits of the
Whoever
Valve
created
team.
this, you need to go back into your corner and cry a bit before you try remaking this.
Yeah, you need to take your time, fix
And then you
all these
start by
problems.
deleting the save file of what you've done and start from scratch. Because I bet you'll come up with something much better.
Yeah, you need to rework what you had your thought in here. Look, I understand Town Escape sounds like a good idea, okay?
But actually have it in a bloody town instead of an apartment complex that turns into a hospital.
And if you have Escape, I'm expecting to take on like 3 tanks in the fucking finale. Kinda like the passing.
We didn't even see any tanks in the finale.
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest things. It's no tanks in the finale.
We only fought one.
No friggin'
two
adrenaline.
tanks.
No
We only fought
adrenaline.
2 tanks.
Yeah.
Almost no melee weapons.
Yeah, hardly any melee weapons, but when we did find them, they were very limited in what they were. There was no adrenaline at all. There was hardly
As
any.
if you even needed adrenaline.
Yeah, there was a shitload of med packs. That's a huge problem. There was a shitload of pills. There was a shitload of guns.
And there were no defibrillators, even though I don't even think you could die on this map.
It was so out of place. There's so many balance issues you have with it. The length. I mean, we went through one part, and I swear it was like 2 minutes.
Was it that? I'd say it was closer to 1:30.
It was something like that. I mean, we've played maps that had like, Resident Evil, for example. We had the title, intro,
But
go all the way through.
Was
Now it was
something
like
special there.
yeah, it was something special. It seemed really well thought out. Not only that, it was at least 5 minutes long.
And that is a 2-hour map, though. We're comparing this to a fairly decent map.
Yeah.
To this. Everything looks good compared to this map.
I mean, for as much crap as I give a lot of the maps, I mean, even I think the worst map that I fucking hate, that I will never play again, Two Evil Eyes, that map is so much better.
It is.
For as much as I can't even complete that map, I hate that map. I'll even go as far as saying Unreal Tournament. That map, where we couldn't finish it, because we had so many problems with unbalancing issues. That map was still better.
I would much rather go back and visit. At least that map was entertaining until you couldn't beat it.
Yeah, it was entertaining up to part 6 of that map, and there's 7 parts in that one. So part 7 kind of annoyed us, but given that was still a good map. It was still well designed. It stayed within the theme. It did everything right. It was the right amount of zombies for a part. Sometimes underwhelming, some overwhelming. Yeah, but it still stayed within that balance. This one, all over the fucking place. One time, there's no zombies. For Christ's sake, there's an exploding door, calls a horde, but there's fire in front of it. And the horde's coming from the other side of that fire. And as soon as the fire died down, we went past it, there was no horde.
And at least in Two Evil Eyes, when it does that, it has a horde coming from the
Behind.
door and behind.
Yeah, it kind of gives you that balance. Like, okay, you gotta actually defend yourself. This one, there's no really need to defend. You could be opposite sides of the fucking map and still be alive. This is how
mind Two Evil Eyes too much, but I would rather play Two Evil Eyes than that map again.
Yeah,
and I'm usually the guy who ends up liking all the maps we play.
Yeah, this is a bad map. It's not good. This is hands down the worst.
Awful. It wasn't. I would rather play a tedious map than this one.
Yeah, I hate this map. I can't. I don't know who the creator is. Like we all said, you need to go back to the drawing board and rework what you had here. I'm thinking you don't know how to design a map right, or your idea is really, really too small and needs to be expanded. Big time. Because this map, if you have 4 parts, should be anywhere between 35 minutes to a good 45, maybe even 50. It should still be underneath that hour mark, but even if it hits the hour, it's not really hurting it.
Oh, I'd much rather be it over an hour than that far under.
Yeah, this is 25 minutes, dude. I'm sorry, but no. You don't
You
make
have failed, good sir.
making a 25-minute map does not help. Hey, it's nice if you have to go on a go or anything. Yeah, that's the only thing about it, but it's still not fun.
Yeah, but why would you even play Left 4 Dead 2 if you have to go somewhere?
Yeah, there's stuff like that.
You'd
This
load
is
up
something
Binding of Isaac or something else.
Yeah, going to bed, stuff like that. This is not a map you would want to play just to leave off on a good day or something like that. This is not a map, period. This is like a tour.
You're making 18 Wheels of Steel the American long haul look like it's a good game.
You could play this if you had a shitty day to see if you remind you that your day was not this map.
Yeah, this is just not a good design. It needs to be reworked. Given, I understand the name, that was kind of creative, but you had nothing to do with that name. You had zombies all over the place. You had no length, really. You had no difficulty, and you don't have a design. Those are the big four that we consider in every map we play. We want to see that sumbitch have a lot of fucking zombies, but at the time where it doesn't feel overwhelming. We want to have it the right amount of time where it feels right for having maybe 4 or 5 parts in it. We want to see it stay within that normal difficulty. We don't want to feel like it's going too hard or extreme type of modes, I mean, look at Death Hour. Death Hour kind of went to that extreme mode, but it was still doable. And because it was still doable, we had 7 guys taken on instead of just 4 or 3 actually. We managed to get through Death Hour. We did it on normal difficulty, and it was still kind of difficult for us. But even at that difficulty, we still, I think, gave it like a half a star for what it did. And then you flat out you didn't have a design. You didn't even come up with an idea for a design. Because if you have one part that lasts less than a fucking couple of minutes, that's not good.
It's a failure at a map.
Yeah. Every part of the map, every part during the map should always be at least 5 to 10 minutes long, except for the finale. Finale should be about 20. In my eyes. It should always be about 20 minutes, because a finale is either stalling for time, or if you're trying to blitz through it, something like, what is it, the bridge in one of the main Valve maps, where you have to cross it at the fastest possible time.
I think it was
something like the passing, no, the parish.
Even that takes you maybe 15 minutes running at it.
Well, no, there's an actual achievement that says you can do it in 3 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I am joking right now.
But that map, most of the length was right in the first 4 parts of that. In the last part, yeah, it's about 5 minutes long, but that's a good finale. Because it's getting from point A to point B as fast as possible time, and you have zombies in front of you, plus 2 fucking tanks. And you have to get through all of that, plus cars and special infected. You have to get all the way through that, hit the helicopter just to survive. Let alone, you have to wait for your teammates as well. So
if you go off and moodles it, you might survive.
And if you don't know what mooders means, you mean you just run the fuck off and leave your teammates behind. That's what it means. And if you're lucky to make it, mooders also means you die and you didn't succeed. Final freaking it means you did succeed. But oh well. That's LK Mafia style, okay?
Well, I did a combination of both where I got knocked down 11 times.
Yeah. Anyway, dude, whoever you are that you created this map, go back to the drawing board, add some more content. That's the biggest issue. You have no content.
He needs to go back to the fridge, get some new meat, some new cheese and stuff, because this sandwich is going bad.
Very, very big weird metaphor there, Dread. Anyway, you need to go to back drawing board, lengthen it at least 20 minutes long.
Maybe add some mayo, some tomato and shit.
Okay, Dread, we get your metaphor. You need to add at least 20 minutes to this game. this game mod. Not only do you need to do that, you need
And
to add
fix the
more fucking
finale.
infected. You need to fix your finale. You need to add a lot more fucking infected. I mean, specials, normal, and even tanks. You need
Actually,
to shut up, Dread,
how
for
many-
one. Let me finish. Okay, you're interrupting every time. You need to up your difficulty a bit, and you need to have a better design. There's so much harping on all those. Without any of those, there's no way any of us could recommend this map. This is just not that fun. It's not enjoyable. It's not even 1-star capabilities. That sucks. Because I think normally we have a 1-star minimum on our maps. This one didn't even reach that qualifying map.
actually, I think our lowest was like 2.5.
Our lowest map, yeah, our lowest was only 2.5. This is lower than that. That was our minimum map that we ever reviewed. Normally in our qualifications, when we go through 1-step through 5-step, our most minimum that we usually give a map is 1-star. This is not even reaching that. This is a quarter of that. That's only because Keo decided to give you that quarter. Otherwise, me and Dread said this is a flat-out 0. There's
Well, it
Because-
really is.
and that's
It is
it.
a flat-out 0.
Well,
I mean, I
because
completely
actually-
agree with you. There's no real redeeming qualities in this map at all.
Yeah, and I'm sure that even our review, as we're speaking right now, this review is longer than your fucking map.
Probably is going to be longer. And anyways, at the end that was supposed to be the finale, I don't even think I saw a prompt that says to defend yourself. Even though you just had to get to the truck or whatever.
That's all
you
we
saw.
did. That's all I
You
did.
escaped the town on a truck. Oh my god.
Yeah, that had
What we
flammable
do?
that had flammable barrels. By the way, that didn't work. I shot at them just to see if it did anything.
They
Nothing.
did nothing.
That's another issue. If you have flammable barrel tanks, and it says flammable on it, and you shoot it, you expect it to explode, not do nothing.
Not be invincible.
That means you gotta change that too. You gotta change that to just normal barrels, unless they're meant to work. Because if they're meant to work, then you have a bug there. Other than that, this map's just horrible, and you need to go back. You need to go back to the drawing board. You gotta rethink what you're trying to do here. Keep the name. The name's the only thing that's good right now about it. Rethink it,
It needs to be-
redesign it, and give it another chance. We'll give it another chance. You link us straight to that one. If you recreated it and did it, we'll give you another chance. But
Well, that is if he actually watches our review. He might, but
we're gonna assume that he does, Dread. Okay, you need to redo this. And by far, if you do get it all done,
like
you
if he
link us
if he
to
redoes
that
it and
download.
gives it-
If you link us back to that download and it's been the reformed version of it, and we play it, it better be good. Because right now, we're not giving you anything until that happens. We're not going to give you another chance.
like I was
To
saying,
be honest, we didn't even need to bother reviewing this map.
Yeah, it was
We could have just said 0 and just walked away.
Well, we pretty much did. We said it right in the end that we just did not like this review.
This is not enjoyable. Everything is wrong.
Everything about it is just bad. You need to rework the idea here. If you're gonna put it in a town, make sure it's a town, not just a couple of buildings. Hey, you went through a town. No. You actually have to make it a full town. For example, look at Urban Flight. That's a town. Me and Dread went through that entire fucking thing to get to a military hangar. That's a town. This was going from point A building to point B building. And then moving on to subway. Then moving on to point C building. And then that's it. 3 buildings. We didn't even need the subway.
I was actually gonna say, if he remakes this map and actually gives us a good reason on why we should play it, then we should replay it.
Well, that too, but he's got to prove to us. He's got to give us screenshots that he's added new content into
Or
it.
better yet, fraps it,
Yeah, just
port it,
prove it.
show us that your map is
And
better
we'll give you.
than it was now, because this is a really fucking bad map.
And even
I
if
don't
you
even
say,
popular enough to
even if the
say
guy,
stuff like
even
that.
if the creator says, "Oh, it's just in beta. I plan to redo this," Prove it to us, because to us, this is nowhere close to beta. This is not even alpha stage. Alpha stage, this is nowhere close to that.
Hell,
Situation is pretty much prove it,
I
bitch.
played
We slam our foot on the
Endless
floor.
Space when it was in alpha, and it is a more complete game, an entire game, more complete than your little map. In alpha.
Yeah, this sounds like this map pretty much feels like you were just throwing it in together, seeing what you could do, coming with an idea, like you're trying to form it, and then you released it as it was, as a beta. That's nowhere close to beta. I don't know if you know the definition of beta, dude, but really, it's nowhere close. It's not even alpha. This is one of those things where you're just testing.
Isn't beta when it's almost close to completion?
Beta, there's two different forms, Dread. There's closed, which is about maybe the halfway mark. Then there's open, which is about 7/8 done.
Okay.
This was not even a percentage of that. I think it's maybe not even 10% done. This is how bad that is. I mean, it sounds like he or she, it could be a girl, decided we're going to throw in this, see how it works, see if anything's good about it, and you did it in less than 2 minutes. Like, you just, oh, this sounds good, this sounds good, this sounds good. Wow, I did that in an hour. No, this is a 2-minute map. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like an hour's worth of stuff. I'm sorry. Until you can prove to us that it is better than it was before, like it's gone past beta to us, to you, and you want to give it, you want to give us another try at it, hey, we'll be welcome to it on the conditions that you prove to us that you at least improved everything we stated. Your infected, your length, your difficulty, and your design.
And your upload location.
Yeah. Go to Left 4 Dead Maps. L4Dmaps.com. You can upload it there. It's a free account.
Game Banana is a place to get mods, not to get maps.
Yeah. This is probably the worst one we can ever do, and we don't like giving a 0, but when we have to give it a 0, it's because it deserves it. Most really maps, I think most maps we at least give it 1 star in anything. This one didn't even hit any of that.
Have enough quarters to equal a star.
I mean, the lowest map we ever did was 2 stars, and that was the Zombies of the Caribbean one. And the only reason that was is because the first 3 didn't even matter. They were thrown out immediately. We had the common in there. We chose to have the common in there, but did we need it? No, we could have just went on the boat and moved on and just took the tour. Alone, that had 1 star just for its theme. The design of it was beautiful. Not only that, the recommendations, because it was fun. Because it was a fun map. Even on its own tour, where we didn't have to take anything, it's fun just to look at it. It was like a work of art. That's the prime example, and that's less than this map. That was 10 minutes long. And we have a review of it. It's basically Defying the Elements quickie. That's our first and only quickie. This one will probably be the second one. And this one will actually have a review at the end of it, which is, my God. But for Christ's sake, you gotta look at how we worked on that one and see why we say that you need a better design. Make it bigger. Make it more impressive. This one didn't have any of that. I don't know if you were just trying to test out the waters, see how everybody would feel about it. You failed in every part.
You tested out the waters, tripped in, head first, knocked yourself out, and drowned.
Yeah. Just as Kyo said. There's just no way we can play this until you can physically or prove that you've played and updated this map itself. It means you tested it yourself. You tested it without friends and with friends. You tested it and recorded it or screenshotted everything that you've added into it. I would love to see some modded stuff in there, like maybe special posters, something different. I don't want to see the basic stuff that I've seen in the other Left 4 Dead maps already.
And have an actual ending, not just the credits.
Yeah, fix the glitches of the door that closes. Make it so that way the others can get through that door if you can. Like, maybe leave it the fuck open, for instance, not close it at the end. I know, I understand that's how it's not that way. For example, Shadow Moses did the same fucking thing.
But as soon as you killed the tank, it opened.
Exactly. There has to be some way of opening it, other than just pressing the button. So, yeah, you need to really, really rework it. And if until you prove that you've done that to us and linked us to all the screenshots you've done, to all the footage you've done for it, we're not going to give you another look.
I don't even think anyone else would actually even review this map.
Well, it's on Game Banana. I don't think anybody cares at that point. It's just horrible. And even if you went to L4D maps, people will download it there. They will tell you the pros and cons, just in messages of what you need to fix and what you don't need to fix. And I guarantee you most of them are always going to be cons, especially when you're in beta stage. We're giving you those cons. Okay, I gotta explain something here. The end of this video, for some reason, we had mass interruptions that I was forced to end it at that point and edit all that footage out. The ending was just telling you about the cons that you would get at Left 4 Dead maps, and I'm the only one who's gonna say any of this because Keo and Dread, they're not around right now. When you go to Left 4 Dead maps, people will give you pros and cons about the map. And Town Escape, this map was so bad that we have our own critical version of why we don't like this map. And with the cons of it, there were a lot for this one. And if you go to Left 4 Dead maps, they'll point it out. But we are more critical. Like, we expect a little bit more than what they would say. That's what the ending was about to set on that video. After that, we were going to go sign off anyway, so just wanted to finish off it there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please continue watching our videos. We do appreciate it. Makes us motivated to do more recordings. Anyway, see you later.